would you like to take part in the internet video? Yes, you would. Yes, indeed. Okay, today we are playing a game on Route 66. We are in the Bronze SR range, and we will be playing Soldier 76 the entire way through. We are also on the console today, so consider yourself forewarned. So let's start the game. So, attacking first, not far enough along on the timeline, now too far on the timeline. So, anyway, Route 66, pretty good map for Soldier, lots of long sight lines, not much high ground to really take control of, but, you know, you can't have it all, I suppose. So 2 people on our team immediately ate shit and died, so fantastic. Roadhog was behind us, which is, you know, that was happening. I went back to see why we reloaded, because I feel like we didn't use all that ammo. We didn't use all of it. We could have gone all the way down. It's not, like, super worth worrying about too much because we're in bronze, so this is like more of an optimization thing, but I will say it anyway, just for the sake of it, which is Soldier's reload animation is longer than it needs to be, so you can save time by using your abilities, because if we go back to when reloaded, Soldier is finished reloading right now, but the animation continues for a little bit in. So ideally, in this kind of situation, you go all the way down to 0 ammo, because we're just drilling into Roadhog's back. We can go all the way down, and then we start the reload. We wait for there, and then we fire the micro missiles, because then we have optimized our time a little bit. We shaved off that reload animation using the micro missiles instead. We also just had more ammo we could have used rather than reloading on the 6 instead. And maybe we would have killed Roadhog if we did that. He did get quite close to dying, but, you know. So, could have fired the micro missiles at that guy as well. We were in a duel with the Soldier, and if we can hit the Soldier with the micro missiles, that's most of his health gone, which is, you know, generally pretty helpful. Didn't need to use Biotic Field right there. We were already healed up by the Lucio. We've got Discord on us. Discord's not on us anymore. Don't have to worry about it. Roadhog's over there. He's not interested in us, apparently. There he goes. Hooray. Little skip in the video. It's okay. You know, we've had some technical issues. We take what we can get at this point. We've almost got attack visor built up, which is nice, you know, that's a pretty good ultimate. I don't want to go on, like, this expedition that we're going on right now, because we're currently at 100 health, so you can't really see it, we're a little in the way. We're currently at 102 health, which is very easy sudden one-shot range, basically. Anytime you're, like, tracer health or below, significant risk of death. You don't really want to go off on, like, the journey if you can avoid it. You want to, like, get healed up first. For some, I thought this was an open queue game for a second because my brain just didn't process Anna as a healer, which is a little fucked up. Let me tell you now about a comment I saw, which was, the theme of the thread was, what's the most depressing thing you've ever heard playing Overwatch? To which somebody's reply was, they said to the Anna, I need healing, and the Anna responded, hold on a second, it's on cooldown. Which is extremely depressing. Usually takes a second for people to figure out why that's so depressing, but it is extremely depressing. Anyway, I always think about that thread. I always think about that comment specifically, because that was like a week after Anna came out that I saw that one, but it's stuck with me so clearly since that day, because it's so perfect. It's so perfect. Anyway, we didn't need to use the biofield right there, I feel like. We had like 20 health missing or something. We were not wounded much, yeah. So 178 health, not worth using biofield, because Biotic Field is a 15-second cooldown. It's like one of the longest cooldowns in the entire game. To be honest with you, I feel like it could be a lower cooldown. But it is really long. We don't want to use it to recover like 20 health, really. Now, if we put it down right now, this would be a much better time, because right now we're at 60 health and the fight is actually actively ongoing. Because you want to try and use the biofield, well, to, like, heal up during a fight, if physically possible, basically. So you want to have, like, already lost a bit of health, ideally, and then the fights, you're in the middle of the fight, so you put it down and you heal up the damage you had taken, and then it's there during the fight as well. You don't really want to use it between fights, for the reason of, you could go get a health kit, you could get one of the healers, you know? You want to use it during the fights if you can. We also should not be doing what we're doing right now, because Soldier is not a very good flanker. Sometimes it works out, because you pop out and you use the tac visor and you kill him, and that feels real good, and you feel vindicated, and you are like, fantastic work. Soldier's really bad at flanking, though. He's very slow, he's very easy to hit. He's tankier than most DPS because of Biotic Field, but, like, he's not very good at it. Flanking, not recommended unless you have, like, a fantastic opportunity, pretty much. And here I just went back to say, like, we put the biofield down and then, like, left it behind immediately as well, which you also don't really want to do. We were not in a great position, of course, because we were still coming back from that flanking expedition we went on. But you don't really want to put the biofield down and then leave it behind either, because again, this is a very long cooldown, is like Soldier's most important cooldown, pretty much. You don't want to, like, put it down and then leave it behind. I didn't know that guy was there. Did we actually see him? Winston was kind of blocking him. I did see the silhouette right there. Yeah, you know, like, we didn't really see him. We didn't look over there, so it's, like, not the end of the world, you know? Like, take a little bit of a gander around, but, like, you can see the usual high ground areas, so it's not really the end of the world. We didn't see it. But what I will say is, try and avoid standing perfectly still while you're shooting at somebody as well. Soldier players do this a lot. This is a problem a lot of people have, but I notice it with the Soldier players a lot, where they're, like, shooting at somebody and they stand perfectly still while they're doing it. It makes it really easy to shoot you if you're standing perfectly still. Try and bob back and forth just a little bit at the very least. You know, sometimes you're a little in the moment because you're trying to aim like a difficult shot or something, but try and avoid it. Right now we're using tac visor, so there's no reason to stand still, because we don't even have to aim right now, because we do stop and aim at that guy. We don't really want to do that, because we can just move freely now, and again, standing still is just making it easier for us to get shot. But we didn't actually see Anna, but I know that somebody is still there, because I can see the silhouette, obviously, through the replay, but I can know they're there anyway, because I see the tether coming off of the bongo to somebody. So, even disregarding trying to avoid standing perfectly still, we should still be going across the bridge, because we know somebody is around this corner, because a tether is going to them. So, which, you know, and then we do see Anna over there out of the corner of our eye. And we turn to shoot at the Torbjorn instead. Anna's, like, pretty dead, so it's not really the end of the world if we didn't, like, she's in a really bad position, so you could expect she's gonna die anyway. And then I've gone back here, because you just can't please me. And to say that we're moving very predictably while we're doing this, because Zen almost killed us here, and we did just go straight right to left, which is a really predictable pattern to go on. You want to try and vary your movement a little bit, where you give him a little bit of the sidesteppy, you do a little crouch, uncrouch. You don't want to just go like, because that's really easy to hit, as opposed to somebody who's going, you know? Anyway, so they're trying to come out of the doorway. It's a nice, easy place for us to just shoot into. Orisa decided, basically, she would like to die, and who am I to refuse, to be honest with you? It's looking pretty good. They're not really coming out of the doorway. No, they're not going to touch it. Anna attempted to die right there. Didn't really need to use biofield right here either. It's like not really the end of the world because nothing is happening or likely to happen. But again, you don't really want to use bio between the fights. You want to use it during the fights because it does make Soldier obnoxiously difficult to kill. If you are in a position where you could just go get a healing or a health kit, or you could get healing from the healers, do that instead of using Biofield so you don't have to commit your 15-second cooldown to something. Again, nothing really happening right now. We're thinking the guy might come out of that doorway again to shoot at us, I'm sure. But he shouldn't. There's more pressing matters going on right now. So realistically, we could assume he wouldn't, and we didn't need to use Biofield there again, because we're between the fights. We could go and just get healing from one of our healers, or actually our healers at this point are Zen and Anna. Oh wait, no. Our Echo was copying Zenyatta, so I just saw, and again, my mind just glossed completely over Anna, because her heal was on cooldown, of course. Anyway, don't use Biofield between the fights, basically, is the crux of the... Biofield is just very important cooldown for Soldier. It gives him so much extra durability during the fights. Soldier is quite annoying to kill, even for divers and flankers, because of Biofield. And you can just sprint away if you're, like, really feeling pressured. But, like, a lot of the times, you can get jumped on by, like, a Winston or a Diva. Just put Biofield down, hold your ground, and fight them. And they'll be like, whoa, 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 hold the fuck on. Because they're never ready for you to do this. If you're playing, like, Soldier or, like, Hanzo and, like, Winston jumps on you, fucking stand your ground and fight the guy. And guarantee you, like 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to kill that guy. Especially if you're playing Soldier because you got the heal. Hanzo, if you got a Storm Arrow, it's pretty free, but you'll probably still kill the guy most of the time. And the Winston is going to be so unprepared for you to do this, he's probably going to start panicking, actually, even though he jumped on you. Because they're never ready for you to just hold your ground and fight them. Like Soldier, if somebody jumps on you, you're playing Soldier, you got Biofield, it's fucking free, dude. It's fucking free. Anyway, so I'm not bothered about this use of Biofield because a fight was actively going on at the time. I don't like using Tac Visor right now, though, because when we start using it, we're really low health. And I understand we don't want to waste the duration on it, so we like immediately peek back out again. We still only have 90 health, and we just drew a lot of aggro by turning Tac Visor on. So I know we don't want to waste the duration. And like, we shouldn't use it when we're like about to like low health anyway. But we like kind of got spiked a bit, so I'm not going to be too upset about it. But like, if we're in this position, we gotta wait, because they're like, especially their Soldier who dropped us this low is like, I know he's low, right? So like, he's gonna be looking at us, and yeah, we just walk right out into the Helix Rockets again. We gotta wait to heal up a little bit more from the Biofield before we can peak like that again. But ideally, we're not in that position to begin with, where we use Tac Visor when we're that low. But we did sort of get spiked, so I'll not be too upset about it. But I will be at least a little bit upset about it. Anyway, so we're back again now. Fight was sort of still going on. Again, try to avoid standing perfectly still. Just bob back and forth a little bit. You know, just a little bit of wiggle. Just a little bit of wiggle. Because if, like, a fucking Hanzo comes around the corner, or Widow comes around the corner and sees you just chilling out, standing still, aiming at somebody, that's fucking free. It's fucking free. Unfortunately, the Biofield is leaving us, but I don't feel like I don't think we needed to use it anyway, because I think we were like 40 health minus or something. Yeah, so again, don't need to use it right now. There's a few health kits near us, like really close to us right now. There's like one right under us. There's one behind us, at the bottom of the staircase, you know, like, done up in the room at the bottom of the staircase. So like, we didn't need to use the Biofield right here again. If we're thinking we're gonna immediately poke back out and keep fighting again, alright, you know, maybe. Like, if we think we're gonna commit to the fight, so we just put it down on the platform and follow it round, alright, whatever, you know, that's fine. But, like, we didn't do that. So the plan was probably just hide, heal up, and then fight. But again, you want to fight with Biofield. You don't want to just use it to heal up chip damage. So their Soldier's using Tac Visor. We really don't want to have any part of that right now. And we are, like, it's about the best you can do for getting caught in that position pretty much, which is just, like, hug the wall as much as you can. And I'll not complain about that instance of standing perfectly still, because we knew their soldier was after us at the time, and we were blocking line of sight with the pillar, so I'll not complain about that one. Don't put biofield down right there, because we're never going to hold that position. Like, we're always going to retreat backwards from there. So instead of putting biofield down, like, right there, just run back a bit first, because there's no way we're going to stand, like, right here with nothing in front of us. Just, like, run back to the corner instead, because we could hold our ground here and then put it down instead. Or if we're going to really commit, come all the way up here and then use the biofield up here instead. It's just we're never going to stand in that position, pretty much. So now, I should check, like, when we're reloading as well. I always forget to do these, like, little things. Because did we... No, we did go all the way down over there. Okay, alright, that's fine. I always forget to check the things like that, you know? I have this tendency to sort of follow a train of thought all the way through, and then just, like, gloss over something I could have talked about at the time, because I just didn't see it. So, he's coming to fight us. It didn't work out. Fine to use biotic field right there, because we can't poke our face out while we're that low health, and we know a fight's still actively ongoing. But we should have waited until we were full health if we're going to use it like that anyway. Like, we could have stood in it for an extra half second and been healthier and not needed to work, because, like, we almost died right there, right? If that guy did, like, a little bit more damage to us, we died. So just, like, if you're going to use it like that, just wait the extra half second to heal up to full health. You might as well, pretty much. Oh god, okay. He used Riptire, and it was pretty spooky, but it didn't work. So we use Tac Visor now, we might as well. We're looking like we're going to win the fight anyway, so we might as well just use it now, because this will be the last fight regardless. And now on to the defense round. So, our team is standing over here. I don't like standing up here as soldier, just because there's no cover up here, so it's very hard to hold this position, and it's not even really that much better than just standing at the end of the street anyway. Like, the high ground here, like, high ground's always nice, even if it is only a minor benefit, but, like, the risk in standing up here is so high for a pretty minor gain that I don't like standing up here. I'd rather just stand at the end of the street behind the shield instead. He really fucking went for it. That's the thing with being up there as well, is you never know when some fucking nerd is just gonna sprint around the corner at you. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that we did that. Like, we're going to get the large health kit. Alright, you know, some spooky shit was happening, sure. I don't like continuing that one all the way through, though, you know? That was, we understandably could have been a little scared of dying there. We did just get grabbed by Halt, so I'm not going to complain about that biofield too much. Because we could have reasonably been scared, given Halt did just grab us from behind, even if it didn't end up converting to anything. It's an understandable reason to be at least a little spooked. So we put the biofield down. This is an optimization thing that helps, because again, we want to fight with biofield as much as we can. We don't want to use it to heal up. We can't poke out right now, because they're looking at us and we're at 40 health. But we can put the biofield down in a better position, because biofield stays for a little while. So instead of putting it here, where we did put it, we could put it up here next to the corner instead. Because that's still safe, you still can't see us. And if we put the biofield down over here, well, once we're full health again, we can continue using cover and still be in the biofield at the same time. As opposed to all the way back here, we could sort of peek around this corner and still be in the biofield, but not really. This is something that gets just an extra second or two out of biofield, pretty much. Just like putting it up there, as opposed to back here, so we could keep fighting in it after we've been healed up by it. But it's not the biggest deal in the world, but the optimization with, like, where you put biofield can be all the difference. Because it's a really important cooldown for Soldier, you know. you could argue micro missiles is more important than biofield, I guess. But for me, biofield's real fucking strong. It's real fucking good. I'm a big fan of biofield. Where you put it down, it matters. So their soldier's going in. He's dead now, because he shouldn't have done that. Anna's coming around as well. We didn't notice her. Anna, like, it's not the end of the world that it took us that long to notice her. We still killed her in the end, but, like, Anna's a pretty squat model. You know, like, I'll not be too upset that you didn't see the Anna crouch in the hallway, because it's dark, Anna kind of blends in with it a bit, but, like, it's kind of a big deal still, you know? Like, awareness, you gotta look at all parts of the screen. I get we're focusing on something, but you gotta, like, be aware of everything in the periphery still as well. Also, be honest with you, I would change off of the default red if that's what you're on, because we see pink and blue, because that's what I have my settings on, because I find that they contrast better against the background, but I'm also colorblind. But, like, a big part of that is, like, the default red on maps like this, I can't see that outline. It's not there for me. So, like, consider it at least. You know, it's red on orange, so it kind of blends in a little bit. Anyway, okay. I find these contrast better. But I'm colorblind, so your mileage may vary. But it is the kind of thing that helps with that sort of a situation, just having more eye-catching colors. Like, I find the neon blue very eye-catching. Again, your mileage may vary. Anyway, I remember I watched a video that somebody sent in once, and their team colors were like, one was magenta and the other one was like purple, and they were just the same for me, and it was extremely upsetting because I didn't know whose outline belonged to which team. Anyway, soldier's using tac visor below us. He wasn't using that in a good position. He's dead now, and I don't think he killed anybody. He might have killed Anna. I wasn't looking that closely. Because I was talking about the color of the outlines around the boys rather than the video game. Fun fact, since we're on the topic of outlines around the boys, one of the original aimbots for Overwatch did this thing where it's obviously trying to latch onto the heads. So what they did was they programmed the aimbot to look for the hex code of the outline color and find the highest pixel, because we couldn't change the outline at this point either. And it would just find the highest point of that hex code it could, and aim slightly below it. So which would obviously be right below that, right at the top of the head. So what they did to stop this aimbot from working is and now it doesn't matter because we have so many varying colors, I guess, but like I think it still does it, which is just that it changes the hex code of the outline around the boy by like 1 point every game, so the aimbot can't just latch onto that one hex code because it keeps changing an imperceptible amount to the human eye, but if a program's looking for this exact hex code, it can't find it. Which is, you know, I just think it's neat, okay, you know? And anyway, there's aimbots anyway, so obviously that one didn't work out, but they managed to solve that problem pretty nicely. You know, it was a pretty elegant solution to the problem. I don't think we saw that guy coming up behind us, and it would have been hard. I saw the outline. It's not impossible. He was on screen, but I would have been really impressed if you did see him. So, I think we're about to die. They're about to get shot at the very least. We died. That's okay. I would have been impressed if you did see that guy moving, because he was on screen for like 2 seconds. If I couldn't see his outline through the wall, I wouldn't have seen him. It happens. Overwatch is a fast game with a lot of stuff happening. So, hey, you know, Sometimes you get got because the guy ran up behind you and he was on screen for like 30 seconds is a really long time. For like a third of a second. You know? It happens. I hope, if he was on screen for 30 seconds, that's a little bit different. So we start using Tac Visor. It's not ideal just because they're all like near cover, but Tac Visor is kind of hard to get a lot of efficiency out of anyway. We could have aimed at the Lucio right there, actually, because he was out in the open. Because we're shooting at the Orisa, but Lucio's on screen as well, over on the right. So we could have shot at the Lucio by just, like, looking over at him a little bit more. But I don't think we saw him. Oh, we did kill Torbjorn, so that's nice. B-movie, but nice. We have had Biofield for a while, but we didn't put it down, like, during that entire exchange. Because we could have put Biofield down on the bridge, like near the cover up, like near the wall up there, and just held that, because that at least puts the enemy in a really difficult position where like they want to push up, but they like can't, because if they do, they're going to get shot by Tac Visor. But yeah, Tac Visor is generally hard to get a huge amount of value out of it anyway. Were we even hurt when we put that biofield down? No. We had taken damage, but we had actually been healed ambiently. So we didn't need to put that down anyway. Reasonable that we could have been planning to use it to fight anyway in that position. This is not a good place to stand. They're like all right there. If we are going to do that, you know, like, you gotta have a real firm plan, which is like, I'm going to run up behind this soldier, and I'm just going to straight into the back of his skull with these Helix rockets, you know? Rather than just kind of hanging out in the area, which is what we ended up doing. Anyway, so we come back around. Fight's not going well out here. Again, try to avoid standing perfectly still. Their soldier was in our field of view, but he didn't shoot us. Should have put Biofield down a little bit sooner for that one, because we know that's a situation where we know with a very high degree of certainty we're about to start taking damage. So if we are going to commit to that play, might as well put it down early so we start healing immediately. You don't always need to put it down when you've already taken damage if you're like really certain you're about to start taking damage in this fight. Right there, it was going to happen. Damage was going to be coming for us pretty much. Anyway. So, last checkpoint, to be honest, is fine. This is like the entirety of Route 66 as far as I'm concerned. Third checkpoint, fuck it. Reaper teleported like 3 feet right there. Did you see that? That was really tight. Really liked that. I'm not a big fan of that, really using Tac Visor like that, because we can only really see Torbjorn right now. And like, if we just like shoot the Helix rocket right here also, we immediately break that turret because it's not full health yet. As opposed to letting it, like, actually fully build like that. Helix rocket, as soon as he throws it down, Helix rocket will break it because they don't appear with full health. They have to build up their health. So, anyway, I'm sorry. Elevator music was playing in my head. We are still doing well right now. The fight is still in our favor. Their soldiers over there. We're like retreating back. We don't really need to. We could have held that place. We could have held that position. Nothing was really looking at us. We had Biofield to hold our ground if we really had to. Amazing Graviton surge right there, of course, as we saw. Absolutely stellar. Would have made the bomb a little bit more impactful on the payload if it detonated right then, I guess. But that's not really how the map goes. Anyway, this is a bomb, right? Yeah, this is a bomb. Isn't it funny how, like, 2 of the maps are, like, them fucking sending a bomb or an EMP? Sorry, an EMP. Or you go to Blizzard World and you just escort a prop Arthas crown through the fairground. Overwatch, they moonlight for a few different things, it looks like. Sometimes we're delivering bombs. Sometimes the Blizzard janitors are a little too lazy to move the crown. Or I guess Talon just really wants it because maybe it's actually magic. Who knows? Now, Torbjorn's stuck in Graviton. How unfortunate for him. He's dead now. Again, try not to stand perfectly still. We made that pretty easy for Zenyatta, because we just kind of stood there. Now, we resume. So, Torbjorn fucking died. Now, it could be going better, but it also could be going worse. We're in the third checkpoint of Route 66, so they've got, it's an uphill battle for the attacking team, at the very least. Could have tried to finish him off with this micro missiles a little sooner, but, you know, it's a little bit of an awkward angle, so, you know, we don't have to really be too scared about micro missiles. Again, it's not a utility ability. I think we actually picked up the full health kit when we put that down. Yeah, so again, we didn't need to put that down right there. It is a situation where we could assume we're about to take damage, so I'll not be too upset about it anyway. But, you know, we didn't really need to put it down right there yet anyway. So we used Tac Visor. Again, might as well. This is going to be the last fight, probably. And lots of people out in the open. We got them. Easy peasy. I'm not leaving it on the blank screen, because the green screen is already not very good, and it really disagrees with one of the screens when it's fully black. So, anyway, what stood out the most in that game? Like, ability usage, basically, and, like, try not to stand perfectly still. That cropped up quite a bit. You're more likely to do it on console as well, where aiming's a bit of an issue, but again, just try to avoid it, bob back and forth a little bit, try and make it not completely free. And like ability usage stuff like stood out pretty much. Yeah, that's what I got for you. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord, ask questions more directly, have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I start shooting on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's links down in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and so much enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.